day in
funny.
my life.
You are funny. I'll tell you that.
You're funny. I'll
Man,
tell you that.
once you get closer to the, come on, I scoot
Once you
over.
start being
Come here,
hilarious, it's just
man.
hilarious.
Shalom, guys.
Shalom, shalom.
This lady right here is funny,
This guy
right?
right here.
She looking very nice today, and she want to be
Thank
funny.
you. What's so funny?
You want me to tell them?
I don't know what.
Sure, I'll tell y'all.
What are you
Look,
telling them?
every time before we get on the video, man, you guys got to know before we go on video, it be kind of crazy. It
Why is
be
it crazy?
she be like, no, wait, no, wait. I'm like, no, I'm
I
just
like to
clicking the
prepare.
button.
You always do that.
I'm
You
clicking
just
the
go
button
live,
because this
and
is
I'm like,
us.
let's prepare.
This is us, and we going live. People enjoy us, so we just gonna do it. That's us.
I admire your confidence.
That's just us.
Yeah, I like to prepare. I really do. I'm a writer. I like to
Look, I just
write
look.
all the notes.
We just gonna go
get
live.
the
She,
script good.
we on point one, and I'm like, let's go live. Okay, we ready. She like, no, we still got 6 more points. And I'm like, nope, boop, we going live. That's just how
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh, you were
So
hilarious.
I'm just letting you guys know. This lady here is hilarious.
You're hilarious.
That's how it is.
Like
Yes.
literally dramatically laughing every day.
Yeah, cause you
Because
funny.
you funny.
Shalom, guys. Yes, welcome,
Shalom.
welcome. As you guys see, we on top. We on top of the building. We on a what would they call this? The first floor.
No, this is the second floor.
No, they would call this the first floor.
Where?
They would call that 0.
No.
Yes.
No, babe.
Just think about the elevators
Well,
that's here
ask
in
your
Africa.
people in the That's not. This is the second floor. We went up a
This
flight
is
of
the
stairs.
first floor.
The second
Yes,
floor.
the first floor. You start at a foundation.
Babe.
You start at 0. You don't start at 1.
And an elevator.
Exactly.
It's not the same for houses.
Yes, it
if
is.
It's a house.
Yes, it is. It's one story.
You go up a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
That's the
here in
second
Africa.
floor.
I'm talking about here in Africa. That's how it is.
You funny today.
This lady, man. Look, she act like we haven't been here in Africa for almost 4 years. This how it is here. So I'm used to saying, "Oh, this is the first floor."
Is it? I didn't pay attention. I just look where
They
I grew
always
up.
say
This
that.
is the second floor.
I mean, me too, but we gotta get rid of that thought process.
Okay, that's true.
All right. Is there anything else you gotta say to me?
No, is there
before
anything
we
you
go?
gotta say to me?
No? Shalom, guys. Yes, welcome, guys. We are here on the second floor, the first floor, and yeah, we thought we'd do something different. We
Yeah.
tried to look. It's the whole camera setup is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, so
Gorgeous.
welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you like the video. As you come in the room, please. And yeah, I'm not sure what. I know we's on point one, so I'll let you get going, and we just go from there.
Yeah, it's a juicy topic because I was looking at our YouTube studio analytics. Okay,
And
so
let us know if you guys can hear us, because it's pretty windy on the second floor. So if the wind is too much, let us know. Let us know if you can hear us, guys, and let us know where you're tuning in from. Also,
Jackson, Florida. Okay, I was born in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, so this juicy topic was because I was looking at the YouTube studio, and I like because on YouTube it lets you do a remix of your shorts or of your videos. So we do live videos, obviously. Then you can remix it very quickly. It doesn't take any editing on our part. YouTube just makes the usability super simple to just republish content that you've already made. And this one short had 6,000 views after 24 hours. And it was about how African Americans are throwing away their money in Africa through these ATM fees. Because we've heard this so many times over the past 4 years, and we're still hearing about it now. People are like, Africa is so expensive. What's the benefit of being here? And it's like, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it absolutely wrong. I hate to say it like that, but really, if you are throwing, how much money is that? If you go to the ATM 4 times a week in Africa because the currency is so different and you spend $10 in Africa on your ATM fees, because usually if you're in Tanzania, East Africa, you're going to spend about $11 in ATM, between $8 to $11. And so if you do that 3 times a week, let's say it's $8.
You talking to me or? I don't do
no,
that.
we don't do that. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
saying for them.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
know we don't do that.
All right.
$24
Oh,
at $8 ATM
your
fee
math
three
is
times
off.
a week. $24 times four is what? 48. 48 plus 48 is too much math. What's 48? Hold on, let me do the 48, 16, carry the one for it. That's $96. That's a bill in ATM fees. Now, if you times 12 over the years, so this is why our people are coming to Africa and they're like, this is not working out. It's not working out because you're not using your money wisely. You're not trying to save and you're not doing the due diligence and research that it takes. Because back in 2019, 2018, when we were looking into coming to Africa, there were not videos on here the way we're talking about.
Mm.
If somebody had a YouTube channel like ours, man, y'all are at such an advantage by having YouTubers that are showing you what life is like in Africa, especially if they're talking about finances and practical things that you can do to save your money while you're in Africa and before you leave. That sets you up for success. But being too prideful, especially if you're somebody that's like, oh, I want to listen to that. Oh, I already know everything.
Yeah.
Then you're
With
gonna waste your money.
everything that you talk about though, it brings me to how people when they come to Africa, because I think this is the most important part when you come to Africa. You really got to be African, and with me
Mm-hmm.
saying that, you really have to
Mm-hmm.
get rid of everything that you're used to and try to live like an African. And it's not a bad thing. I know how I'm saying it. It may sound bad, but you have to live like an African. And with me saying that, you have to like cut back on eating out. Just say if you want what's some like a meal that people usually cook. I don't know that. Just say if you got to cook a meal that involves a lot of ingredients. You know our people.
Yeah, like breakfast, like
No,
pancakes,
no, I'm
bacon,
not. Yeah,
potatoes,
exactly,
eggs,
exactly. Just
a
say like
fruit cup
breakfast.
on the side,
Exactly,
two drinks. Yeah.
exactly. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
African, they will have some tea and chapati, some
Flatbread.
tea and bread or something, right? And I'm pretty sure if you try that, you're gonna be full. I remember I used to go to across the street and eat some soup and chapati, and it was only like 2,000, which is like a what, not barely a dollar.
Right, 90 cents ish,
Yeah, it was like a dollar, and I'll
depending
I'll
on
be
the
full.
medicine.
I'll be full, and then they might throw the tea in for free, and I'm like, man, I'm full right now. But after I start getting used to it, I'm like, wow, let me get more, let me get more, let me get more. But you really don't need more. I I was the one over there like, let me get four chapatis with this one soup, and everybody else getting two chapatis and they good.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, I really gotta stop being so selfish. Pretty much, you can't allow yourself to be that
yeah,
selfish. So when you come to Africa, that's my advice.
that's good.
Save, be African, because that's what it's gonna cause to be sustainable. Like really. So yeah, that's what I had to say about
Yeah,
like coming to Africa. I know it's exciting and stuff. It's cheap, but it's cheap for a reason. These people here, they got money like that too, and even if they do got money here, you don't see
hmm
them trying to buy the whole store.
right,
They
right,
really don't. They get what they need.
right.
They've been doing it for years, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that consumerist mentality, it's so ingrained in America, and we don't even realize it as Americans coming out to Africa, to the Caribbean, wherever you're going on the earth, you're gonna find that people don't operate the same way they do in America. And so you're able to save money, but you just don't believe you can save money because
Hmm.
you live a consumerist lifestyle. Starting with minimalism, just have less. Like how many clothes and shoes do you have?
Yeah.
How much food is
And
in your pantry? Do
that's
you
a
have
struggle.
lots of children? Do you only have
That's
like
a
one
struggle.
child? Yeah, it is
I
a
tell you
struggle.
that.
It's something new that you gotta. How many apps are on your phone?
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
it.
all of this clutter that's in America, and you
Yeah.
just don't see that out here in Africa.
And that's coming from us saying that is a struggle. Like it really is a struggle.
Hmm.
You want to tell them about your clothes that we had to get rid of?
Yeah, yeah. I had lots of clothes. I had, and they were just clothes from years ago. from like most of them I couldn't even fit anymore. From Ohio 2016 to 20, I think I even had pajama pants that my
Yeah,
grandmother
even
bought
me.
me in
Yeah,
2012.
even me. I'm like, dang, I need this. I need like 3 pair or 5 pair of shorts, 5 pair of pants. No, you really don't. I
Yeah,
need
you
all these
don't.
shirts, five shirts, five regular t-shirts, 5 nice shirts, 5 long sleeve nice shirt. No, you really don't. You really don't.
Yeah, you don't need any of that stuff.
Because that's the sacrifices that we talk about too. You sacrifice little things like that, the Most High will probably bless you to get another shirt, to get some more pants. Like really, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm noticing here. Once we like try to like really sit down and sacrifice what we're doing, you gotta take back about, I don't want to say, because a lot of people say, oh, 1% a day, but that's kind of what it is.
What
If
do you
you
mean 1% a day?
like, if you just try to fix yourself 1% a day,
Oh, okay. I see. Like compound. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Most High will bless you.
Yeah. And then it's so heavy having all that baggage and just stuff that you really don't need. It's such a weight lifted off you. That's why we love traveling. You hop on a plane, you hop in your van, and you go try. You just feel free, like you don't feel
Mm.
bogged down. And when you don't travel, you all of a sudden you're just like heavy all the time, and you're like, why am I so heavy? And it's because you're carrying all these spirits, all these memories, all these clothes, all these different
Hmm.
things that are attached to different objects, and it's easier to just let them go. Because what people, another place where people go wrong with the expenses in Africa and why they find themselves back in America, because right now everybody's talking about how African Americans are going back to America. Another thing, and we tell our clients this 50 million times, people don't always listen, but if you're somebody that's like, wow, I'm going to listen and not waste 50% of my resources, okay? Do not try to send a car internationally to Africa. Don't do it. Don't do it. You will not hear one good story. In fact, when we were looking into coming to Africa and we did consultations with Melanin Migration, who is now in Ghana, she told us not to. And she said most people out here buy cars from Japan. If you're an expat and you really want a car, just buy a car from Japan or buy a local car. We've bought local cars in Tanzania
Yeah, yeah,
and they're more affordable. Yes, you're gonna have different, you got fixed different parts and stuff, but it's also much more like how much. Okay, tell them how much the difference is between getting an oil change in America and getting an oil change in Tanzania. I remember in America
yeah,
for like a Toyota Camry, it'd be like 60. This is in 2020, so it'd be like $60.
yeah. It's
70.
basically like half. Everything that you do is basically half. But I tell you, because the oil change is not that pricey, but the engine problem that we had,
Okay.
we had to they had to take all the engine apart,
Hmm.
because what was it, the head, the cylinder, the head gasket cylinder, right?
Okay.
You gotta take it all apart to just to get to this little piece. I was so upset. I'm like, man, this is crazy. But they doing all this work for days at a time, right? This is when our car broke down when we was traveling, and we had to travel somewhere else, and I had to come back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It been what, 7 days, 8 days? No, it
Yeah.
was 10 days.
Almost 14. Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
10
it
days.
was 10 days they was working on the car, right? So I'm like, man, I know they about to hit me upside the head. They've been taking they took apart the engine 3 times because they had to do different stuff. So I'm like, oh man, I know this about to be expensive. So he told me, he said 500,000 T-shillings.
How much money is that in
And I'm
USD?
like, for real? Like 500,000? And sometimes you got to work on your reaction too. So I'm like, really? Like 500,000? So I'm trying to calculate in my head, and that's only like $190. I'll say two 250 at the most, two
Yeah.
hundred and fifty US dollars at
Yeah.
the most, for them to take apart the engine 3 times, put it back together, all the labor, all the parts they had to buy, everything.
Yeah.
So it's little things like that. Like we always say, the cost of living is way better here in Africa.
Yep. If you make the right decisions, if you
Yeah,
make
if you
silly
make the right
decisions,
decisions.
your cost of living is going to be higher than America. Like if you're trying to import cars.
Yeah.
because you're going to get shackled at the port. You may pay a couple thousand on the American side, and you're like, okay, they said everything's
It's
good.
it's it's all gonna cost the same. It really is. It's all gonna cost the
You
same.
get
If
to
you
the port,
ship,
they're going to overcharge you.
yeah, if you ship a car, the port's gonna get you. If you buy a car here, it's probably gonna be the same cost if you ship the car. Like really. And you can talk to anybody that ship cars. They'll probably tell you the same thing. Like, hey, yeah, it's about what $100 less or $200. Like, no, you doing all that for $100, $200 less to ship a car?
When you could have bought it.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, just buy it where you are.
Yeah.
Like really.
Yeah. Yeah. And furniture, that's another thing. Don't try to transport lots of furniture. You just find yourself in silly situations. Again, in 2019, 2018, 2020, when we were planning on moving, we found videos of people in Ghana that were saying, do not ship furniture internationally, do not ship anything internationally. And so that's why what we also tell you guys, we avoid a lot of extreme, insane fees that you will pay on the African side for ports and all of these high caliber services, because once you get into the realm of high caliber services and you don't have leverage and the other person has leverage, guess what, they get to tell you, okay, we're going to charge you an extra 3,000 just because I know that I have leverage in this situation and you need this stuff. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to draw it out longer. So just make your life simple and be minimalist and just get rid of all that stuff. You don't need to be transporting all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
just a headache.
Yeah, it just depends on the person too. It just depends on your decision if you're really going to move seriously or not. Because some people say, um, but shalom, guys. Welcome to the channel. The new people that's joining, I see the number that increased. It increased. So, yes, make sure you like the video when you enter the chat. We love you guys. Shalom. But yeah, it just depends on the person. Um, if you're really serious about moving, you really gotta take this advice. If you're not serious, do what you do, figure it out. But if you're really serious, we are talking to the people that's really serious and you do not plan on going back. You plan
Right.
on, if you gotta leave one country, go to the next country. If you gotta leave that country, you go to another country. These are the people that we're talking to because we know people that was serious about um well, I don't want to say no. We heard of people serious saying, "Hey, the Most High, let us here," and then 2 weeks later, they back in the states.
Yeah, it could be 2 weeks. Some people it's a year.
Yeah,
They done sold their house, and
it's hard. It's
I don't know
it's
how
like
to put it.
it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing because us here, 3.5 going on 4 years. It's like, man, we really said that we was not going back.
Yeah, we
We are
stuck to
not.
it.
We are not going back. We gonna figure it out no matter what.
Yep,
And
100%.
the people that tell us that the same energy that we have saying, hey, we're not going back, this and that, and then they go back. It's like, man, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could have figured it out.
Right, right. And this is the same mindset in entrepreneurship in school and anything that you do. You can't be double minded and just back out midway through doing it
Yeah,
because you're gonna look back and be like, well, I just wasted my time and resources.
exactly. And that's just practice. And when I say practice, you got to endure to the end in any situation, any situation.
Right, right. That is practice. That, yeah, endure to the end. Where's your endurance? Where's folks' endurance?
Like
But I
really.
think American society has made us double minded, lazy, consumerist. Just like we cannot do any difficult thing without complaints and just like going on YouTube, oh my gosh, Africa, everything's horrible, blah, 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 blah. And then you enter all these complaints into the spirit world and you don't realize. Why are you guys
Go
laughing
ahead,
at me?
cause you
You enter
funny.
all you enter all these complaints into the spirit world, and now according to the book of Proverbs, you now have to eat the fruit of your words. And so all those complaints you just entered out, now you're getting all the fruit right back to you. And now you're like, gosh, why did that happen? It happened because you were opening your mouth saying the wrong things when you should have been quoting scriptures. You should have been saying, this is going to work out. I'm going to love it here. This is going to be an awesome experience. Even if my uncomfortableness happens, and it will happen, even if I have to be stretched so I can grow, I'm going to stay the course and I'm going to stay diligent. and I'm going to be of one steadfast mind instead of double minded. Like you have to be level headed. That's so true, Ricky Sims. We are hard headed and spoiled. Spoiled. That's the word. Spoiled. Americans are spoiled to
Yeah.
destruction.
Even us.
Woo.
I look. I be looking at us too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we look. We when we talk to ourselves also. So don't ever, get that twisted. Don't ever get that confused.
Yeah.
We're not perfect because we spoiled too. We like, man, we want this, we want that.
Yeah.
I mean, all praises to the Most High that He allows us to, sustain our life. But yeah, it's some things that we can cut back on too, and that's going on 4 years in here
Yeah.
in Africa. So I had a point, but man, I be forgetting.
Yeah, living in
Go ahead.
Africa is a work in progress. It's a full journey, just similar to your spiritual journey of being in the Most High is enduring to the end. It's not something where it's like you got to Africa and now all of your troubles are gone and you don't have to figure things out. This is the start of a new journey, a new, paving your way, paving the path for the generations after you. And so you're going to find uncomfortableness. And you're going
Yeah.
to find that in life anyway, when you're entering new realms, when you're entering new heights in the spirit, new heights in your business, new heights in your family, new heights in whatever. Even in parenting, when you have multiple children, we have 5 children now. That's not
Exactly.
the same parenting dynamics as it is when you have 1 or 2 children.
Yeah, and that's what we always say. Uncomfortableness. If you're uncomfortable, that means that you're growing. It just depends on how you adjust to the situation. It just depends on how you pivot. Like really, if you go and pivot and go backwards, or
Mm,
pivot and go the right way, because that's just that's literally what it is. You have to accept your situation, understand why the Most High put you in that situation, so you can just keep growing. Uncomfortableness is growth to me.
it is. It
Like
is.
that's just what it is.
It is.
You have to just grow every day, no matter what it is.
Yeah. And get an understanding. Proverbs says, in all you're getting, get an understanding. When you come to these African countries, rest in peace to the elder woman who was murdered in Ghana. But when you come to these African countries, you have to use wisdom. Don't I don't know how to put it. Don't do things that you wouldn't do in the States. Like if you were safe in the States and you knew how to maneuver, use that same wisdom. Don't come to Africa and lose all of your discernment, all of your understanding, all of, whatever it is, just because of, whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
Still be wise, still be diligent, still be quiet, still discern what's around you, see who's around you, get in community because you need community if you don't have a large family, right? If you're coming out as somebody that's alone, as a woman or a man, whoever you are, still get in community. We even know a brother who stayed with us in Tanzania. I'm not going to say names or anything, but he stayed with us for maybe 2 weeks and he was alone technically. He came to the continent alone, stayed with us via Airbnb for a while. One night he went out in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., and he got robbed. But he
Um,
got robbed by women. They
I
took
don't
his
want to laugh,
passport and his
but
money.
yeah, that was a funny situation. But it just
Don't
depends
be
on that
out at
person, though.
3 a.m. partying.
Yeah, it depends. That he was that type of person, though.
Don't do it.
He's that type of person.
Yeah.
You know, he was just that type of person.
Cool dude. If
Yeah,
you're
he
watching, you're
was,
great.
all
All love, but
praises,
use
all love,
wisdom.
but you know, we can't be like that coming over here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it just depends on the person. That's what I say. Like, if you put everybody in front of me, I'm gonna say it depends on what you want. It depends on your situation, how you think every day, how you wake up, how you eat breath. Like it really depends on you.
Yeah,
So
what's your day to day life? We'd suggest your day to day life is staying to yourself.
yeah, and
Don't come to Africa
even
trying to change the policies in the political arena.
yeah,
Africa ain't the
I'll
place
say
for that.
even for us,
Oh man.
we started our YouTube in 2019. Even before YouTube, even before I say even in like just growing up, I
Hmm.
know I was always to myself.
Right.
I had a
Right.
few friends and stuff.
Right.
I know you also, right?
Yeah.
But everybody kind of knew us. But we not out there like, please everybody know us,
Right.
you know? So that's really our character.
Right.
We
That's true.
we this is our life. We I always tell people, hey, when you talk to me face to face, I'm probably the realest person you ever meet. Like really, because that's how we are. This is how we are. We are real to you,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not trying to be like, hey, everybody understand that I'm real. No, hey, if you face to face with us, if you know, if you truly know us, if you really fellowship fellowship with us and everything, you understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that type of person that, hey, I'm trying to help a lot of people. Let's do this. Of course, we're trying to help, and this is a tool to help you guys. But
Mm-hmm.
if you know us one to one, you know our family. We really laid back. We this is the only house. This is the only house on the street,
Mm-hmm. I
like
love
for
it. I
real.
love not having.
And
We
this is
got a
the look.
diagonal neighbor, but
Yeah, see over there, but this street right here, this is the only house,
mm-hmm.
and that's how we like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like really,
Yep.
we can walk down the street. There's plenty of houses and stuff next to each other, but this is how we like it.
Yep.
Look,
Nature everywhere.
this is the only house right here. Of course, they're gonna be building and stuff, but for right now, man, this is a blessing because this is literally us. Like this is look, give us this house by ourselves. Let
Yeah,
us have
that's
our,
ideal.
our little pool here, or
Yeah.
it's a man. That ain't no little pool. It is to me, but for the kids, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, our pool, everything that we need is right here.
So basically, what you're saying is don't come to Africa and try to flip over
And
policies, culture,
be
government.
some, yeah.
Don't do that. We didn't come here with that mindset. That may be the difference
But
too.
it's people like that though.
You shouldn't be
That
like that if you want to
no,
have a peaceful life.
like that's that's what I'm talking about. So it's
Not flip over the government though.
no. But if they're in the states, they're like what's the word I'm trying to think of? Activists, right? Would you use that word? Activists. They trying to just even because I heard
Yeah,
stories. They say, yeah, we was out,
protests and stuff like that.
not protesting, just trying to spread the word and stuff at like at nightclubs and stuff. You remember that?
I remember
I
you
remember it.
listen
I was
better than
like,
me a
dang,
lot of
they
times.
was really out there trying to spread the word of the Most High. 12 a.m. in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. Just out there really trying to pass stuff out, right? And they got here, and that's what they're doing. They're still doing that. They're still trying to promote other things that need attention here in Africa. So if you're like that in the state, if you're activists in the state, figure out your lane. Stay in your lane. Like really, like
If you're an activist in the States, be wise about how you move. I would
yeah,
not suggest doing that because Africa isn't free speech 1000.
yeah.
That's America. You come here and try to play that stuff, and
It's a
you're
whole
going to
different
end
thing.
up in a dangerous situation, which many African Americans do because they thought this was activist 101.
Yeah,
And that's you should not be moving to Africa to be an activist. I don't even think people in America should be activists. I think people should live life the way that they believe it should be lived and let that be a testimony of their beliefs. I don't think you need to like scream
but
down
somebody
people's
got to do
throats,
it.
put the signs up. I don't think you need to do all that. Even if you look at the Messiah Yahusha when he was walking through, he would teach, but he's not forcing himself on people saying, I am the Messiah. He's not doing all that. And so you shouldn't come in that spirit. There's a sense of humility you have to have.
Hmm.
That's what it is. You have to be able to base yourself enough to be humble enough and say, you know what, Africa may not need activism. What if they just need connections with their brothers and sisters in America?
Yeah,
What if they just need somebody to have some one-on-one time and talk to them?
and that's just what it is. Here in Africa is connections, and
It
it's
is.
and I'm gonna tell you the realest thing here, right? Is likes on the video too. On this video, make sure you like the video.
Yeah, you're funny.
But yeah, no, it really is connections. So when you come to Africa, try to connect with the right people. Stay in your lane. You got people in the same lane that's been doing it for 10, 20 years. Connect with those people.
Yeah, and go by your industry. What you did in the States, don't forget that. If you were into filmmaking, go connect with the filmmaking people. If you were into art, go connect with the art people. Go on Eventbrite. I know in Dar es Salaam, big cities like Accra, Johannesburg, if you go on Eventbrite for these cities, you're automatically going to be connected with people who are passionate about what you're passionate about. So you guys have this low hanging fruit of connection that already anchors you and gives you favor just because you guys are interested in the same thing. An example in real time of us doing this, I went to a women's lead forum down in Dar es Salaam. The connections I got there, I would never find those connections if I was not willing to go to that event and pay a couple $100. Network with people. That couple
Mhm.
$100 pays off like
Years after.
crazy years after. And if I wouldn't have gone there, I would have never met some of the people that we've met today in prominent positions.
Hmm.
And so you're going to be able to have an incredible life abroad, but you have to use wisdom. You have to save your money. You have to be humble and be ready to learn, okay? Don't come here thinking you're going to tell everybody what to do. That's another thing. Africans, Africa is the origin land. And so they don't really need you to come here telling them what to do. These are grown folks, grown people. They don't need you are not their mama or their dad or their grandfather or their grandmother.
Although they might call you that.
Yeah. But they just want you to have a relationship with them, to love the culture, to love the language. I know when we were in Tanzania, people would love if we speak Swahili. They'd be like, wow, you're learning the language. You're doing good little by little. And so they literally just want that connection. And then once you have that rapport, this is the same thing that's taught in marketing and sales. Once you build rapport with a person, then if you guys want to talk about deeper things, if you want to talk about, how to fix this industry, how to fix that industry. But once you hop off the plane, don't just say, all right, we're going to flip this whole industry. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Then we need to do this. Then we need to do that. You're not going to be here a very long time because people are going to automatically be repelled from you. And they may not say, oh, I hate you. They'll just look at you like, and then they're going to back away from you. And then you're going to be alone and you're going to be like, well, I need to go back to America because there's no community here. There's no community because you're not humble enough a lot of times.
Yeah. Humble yourself.
Be humble. Try it. And if you really need to work on that, just pray for it. Everybody pray. Look, everybody that's humble now, they just pray for it. We pray to be humble. Knock and the door will be answered and you'll receive. But don't be so prideful coming over here. And it's not just Africa. I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing if you go to like India or China and you try to tell, the people what to do. And they're like, actually, we've been doing it like this for the past 1,000 years, but thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different, man. It just I'm gonna keep saying it. I think that's what people need to hear. It just depends on the person. It really does.
Yeah,
Just depends on the person. Like if you love yourself, you will love your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you will love yourself. And
that's
that's
true.
that's really just the foundation. If you got a good heart, you will treat people the way you want to be treated. Like really. Even the situation with our last landlord, right? It was just it was no, I don't want to do this because it's getting too crazy. Let's take a step back and go forward.
Yeah, that reminds me of the scripture, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. That's
Yeah,
literally how it is. If you want to inherit your inheritance in Africa, you better learn to be a peacemaker in times of conflict.
like really, really, like yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
That's yeah. What she said, I was trying to say.
Peacemaker in times of conflict. That's how you got to do it.
Yeah,
And it's not hard.
and it's just practice. I'm telling you, it's just practice. Everything that we doing, every day you wake up is practice to be peaceful, to be that peacemaker. Because situations that you get in, of course, you get boiled, you get like, oh no, I'm getting heat up. But you take a deep breath and you step back. You're like, okay,
Right, right.
what is this? What is this? The Most High? No, no. You just got to think about the Most High first.
Yeah,
It really depends on the person. That's what I keep saying. I'm gonna
yeah,
keep saying it.
yeah. Especially Americans, we just have an innate pride in us, and that's from the patriotic. Even I think it's weird how, even though we're descendants of slaves and people that were brought to America illegally or basically human trafficked in the transatlantic war, slave trade, whatever you like to call it. And so I don't know why we're so patriotic now. I get that America's like number one across the world, and yet America is one of the newest countries. It's only been around for a couple hundred years. There's no real culture. The culture of America is destruction of the child, destruction of
It's
the
just
woman, destruction
destruction.
of the
Put it.
man.
Yeah, it's just destruction. When they came to
It's
America,
destruction.
they destroyed it.
That's
Whoever was there in America, they
yeah,
killed them off.
yeah,
And that's just the culture of America.
yeah. Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. I mean,
Thanksgiving.
and
Yeah.
we've been learning this since third grade, and I just don't understand why now, growing up as adults, we're like, oh, because I got my little house side. And believe me, look, we live nice in America, okay? I came from a family that lives very, very nice in America. But it's like, what does this mean, living nice in America? If the country's built on destruction, death, and theft, what does that mean? So when we come out of America, we shouldn't be so patriotic about it being the best place in the world. And people will say that to you because they see it on TV, they see the commercials, they see the Pepsi, they see the Jay Z's and Beyonce's. Y'all, they literally got posters like Jay Z, Beyonce, just black celebrities in certain places. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Take time to talk to them and say, man, it's not really that cool. Because these guys up here, they're puppets, leading our people astray. These people, when they, or at the end of their life, the Most High is going to say, depart from me, because they've been working wickedness unless they repent. And we know that comes very hard for the elites. So we really got to be cognizant about how we move. And I think one thing that helps with that is when you're in Africa, just watch people. Don't try to meet a whole lot of people at first. Just do people watching. I love people watching personally because I'm an introvert. So I just like to watch people and like see how they move, see how they interact. I really do. That's what I like to do. I just I like
No, it's true though.
I do. That's what I do.
Sometimes I be looking out the window, just looking at people walking and stuff to see how they walk, so I can walk like them.
No, I like watching the people. Like the other day, they were over there farming. I was like, oh, that's cool. They got the
Yeah,
little
right.
farm going over there.
Yeah.
Just trying, but do some people watching in the African country you're in to understand how to fit in the room, just like our children do. It's so funny when we would hear our children speak to
Talking about the
Tanzanians
room though.
because they would have a Swahili accent when they're talking to their friends. They would move as if they're Tanzanian. They're talking like they're Tanzanian.
They eat like they Tanzanian.
Yeah.
They still do.
Be like a
I'm like,
child.
use a fork, please.
Look, I don't care no more because
Yeah,
I be
me
doing
too.
it too. Like, I'm African,
Everything
so
you can
what?
eat with your hands, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
Especially some Ethiopian food, but I love Ethiopian. I miss Ethiopian.
yeah. But um, it's like the room, like you were saying, the room. Like when you walk in a room, if you children of the Most High, if you believe that, right? You walk in a room, there's going to be a certain type of light. There's going to be a certain type of swag to who you are, right? So if you, even if you try to fit in, it's always going to be that light shining. So when you walk in a room, anywhere you go, no matter how much you want to fit in, it's still going to be that light.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I had to say about the room.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know I try to fit in as much as I can, but it's still people looking like something off about this brother here. Like who is he?
Yeah. I think there's a difference between walking and then in that and then walking in like a prideful stance of like, oh, I'm American.
Yeah,
How are you guys? Yeah, I'm from America. Yeah, we got the best culture
yeah.
on earth.
I
We
don't
made
tell people
everything.
I'm from America unless it's like it depends on the person. Put it like that. Depends on the person. So if I'm talking to the owners of stuff, yeah, of course, yeah, I'm from America. This is what we do.
Prominent people. Okay.
Yeah, but from a low, no, I'm not. No, I'm ten. I'm coming from Tanzania. You know, I try to say it felt like I'm Tanzania. They're like, oh, you come, yeah, yep, yep. You understood me right. I come from Tanzania because that's where we came from.
You
You
were
know,
funny.
or I say, yeah, yeah, I'm from Nigeria because everybody from Nigeria
No,
pretty
you
much.
really are from Nigeria
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
So our Nigerian brothers, please tell my husband why he should visit Nigeria.
yeah. If you're from Nigeria, let me know. It's look,
You
I'm
must be
starting to
Nigerian.
connect to a lot of people in Nigeria. Just off, dang, the phone about to die.
It's okay.
Is
It'll
that
be
the
all right.
puppy that I was talking about?
I think so.
So I want to take it.
You're connected to a lot of people in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm just starting to watch a lot of people. Even remember we was looking at that one house that we was about to get with the other pool
Nigeria?
with the nice neighborhood. Uh, he had dreads. The lady,
Oh, he was from
he
Nigeria.
was from Nigeria,
Oh,
and it was just
okay.
like a connection.
Right.
It was just like a connection. Like, dang, I want to ask you so much. I know you want to ask me so much, but you're working, so I'm not trying to ruin the vibe. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe, we'll be in Nigeria in the next year or so. But we have been coming across a lot of Nigerian people, even in the business, Nigerians. But I mean,
exactly.
even before we left America, to be honest, we weren't the type of people, and I don't know if this is also a differentiator. We had connections in Africa.
Yeah,
We talked to people who were from Africa.
yeah,
Me personally, working in healthcare, a lot
yeah.
of the
Working
people
at a
are from
warehouse.
Africa.
Look, I used to stand up for my African brother because everybody used to tell him to try to do stuff, and I'm like, nah. Look, I'm from America. I'm from the hood, bro. Don't be telling my brother here to do this. This is your job. You do it. Stop trying to tell him to do that. If you guys sweep up, go sweep up. Don't tell him. Don't try to make it sound good. No, you go do it. So I'm telling you, our people are connected in a way. It's just a feeling.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah. Because even in healthcare, what? There is a brother from Cameroon, a sister from Ghana. No, she was from Nigeria because she would give me those puff puff. They have like this really good snack in Nigeria that she
the
would bring
puff.
me.
Was it puff puffs?
I think they're called puff puffs, but
Puff
they're
balls
like
or
these little
no
like
puff puffs?
cookie, like
Yeah.
they're so good. And so I would be telling her like, I'm going to Africa. She's like, when? I'm like, I'm gonna move there. She's like, what country? I'm like, I don't know, maybe Ghana, maybe Nigeria. I'm just throwing stuff out there, just but letting her know I'm coming to Africa. I'm not gonna be staying here forever. Even when I was working in the nursing home,
Puff puff.
yes, I thought so. Puff puff. Even when I was working in the nursing home with probably one of my tribal cousins, because I didn't know at that rate that I was from Sierra Leone, but this sister was from Sierra Leone. We would do our rounds together and work together, and we were super close. And so for me, and I think for you too, we've always had relationships with African people and allegiances with African people in our individual lives. And so for us, it only made sense. Yeah, I'm going to Africa. Why would I not? Those are my cousins. Yeah, absolutely. I'm staying there my whole life. Absolutely. I gotta be back home with my cousins.
Chaz,
So
check those
that's what
clothes.
resonates with us. And it started way before YouTube. It started way before all of this. And so that's also another part. You guys have to decide for yourself.
No, you can check the clothes. You can help Jazz.
And so you have to decide for yourself if Africa is a trending movement for you because you see YouTube, because you see nice houses, because you see whatever else it is that you see, and you're
Later, you
into
just
this,
had cookies.
whatever it is. And then you have to decide if it's actually a spiritual move for you. Do you really love yourself? Do you really love African people? Because if not, when you get here, you're going to be immediately having issues within yourself and with others because you don't really have a love for Africa. If you come to Africa treating people bad, you may not think you're treating bad, but if you
Ooh.
come to Africa being
All right,
rude
we
and
got summing up
condescending,
because this phone about to die. Your phone about to die. I just thought about that.
if you come here being rude
Yeah.
and condescending, that's the same energy you're going to get back.
Yeah, it just depends on person. I keep saying it. You really gotta have a good heart. You gotta be humble. You gotta endure to the end. In every situation, you gotta perfect everything that you do. If you fold in sheets, perfect the next time you fold. Try to make it more better. Like, cause I'm looking at sheets right now, so that's why I'm talking about sheets. So, um, yeah, look. You gotta have discernment.
Yep.
You, here we go. But yeah, is there anything else that we have to talk about? Let's name some stuff that we gotta talk about.
What do you mean?
Um, a man on
For the
fire.
title?
No, I want that.
No, we gotta do that the next.
Another
That's a whole
video.
new video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we're gonna do a whole nother video.
Yeah.
Um, and let us know in the comments. Let us know if you enjoy our lives. Give us a 1. If you want us to go live every day, give us a live. Or give us a 1 in the chat.
Oh gosh. Give us a live. Oh
If you want us
man.
to go live every day, give us a 1 in the chat. If you enjoy our lives, give us a 1 in the chat. Um,
How do you keep the
yeah.
ATM fee down? SoFi
Also,
International. Check out the link in the description. But if you're already on the continent, you're gonna have to figure out how to get somebody to send you that card
yeah,
because we started that account before we left. So because we had a list before we left of like 5 to 10 things that were going to be an issue in Africa. We knew ATM fees were going to be insane. We knew flights. If you don't do the flight stuff correctly, it's going to be crazy. Whatever it is, check back and see. Okay, what do I need to do while I'm in America? Yeah, you're welcome, Ricky. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. SoFi,
It's about doing stuff before you leave. That's why we be
exactly.
on
Just
here with
have
y'all.
different accounts. If you got two different accounts that you can transfer to SoFi too, that's another thing where you can get all your money in one account, transfer it to SoFi. You don't have to like really use. So I mean, SoFi is an awesome banking stuff. Man, it's so awesome, right?
SoFi
Hallelujah.
is amazing. Like we gotta do a
But
whole video just on something like because they have up leveled the past 4 years.
yeah, but yeah, even if you have different bank accounts, transfer it to SoFi. Especially if you're here in Africa, if you're traveling, transfer it to SoFi. Take it out the ATM. Keep your money in another account or something, your main account. You know, all you're doing is transfer it to SoFi. You just gotta figure stuff out like that.
Logistics.
Yeah, but if anybody have any questions, let us know because the phone's about to die like always. Um, so yeah, let us know. And thank you guys for the ones. We will definitely consider if we can go live every day. We will. You know, do you guys enjoy our children yelling in the background? If you do, we'll go live every day.
Oh gosh, I'm dead. You so funny.
Like really. Um, but yeah, if anybody have any questions, let us know. Yeah, I guess we're gonna start with the questions now. I'm not trying to scroll all the way through the chat. Um, because the phone's literally it's on 5%. It's popping up. So
Yeah, you got
it's
questions real
yeah.
quick,
Let
real
us know your
quick.
questions.
Can you help me with my business in Tanzania I had for a couple of years? Send us an email.
Yeah, of course. Just send us an email. We can talk about it. Uh, WhatsApp, you know, whatever.
I'm in cybersecurity. Don't use your real bank card at the store. Transfer to SoFi and get the cash.
Boom.
Excellent.
Look,
Absolutely.
look. Tell you.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah. So far. Or I'm sorry. You got to
Please
read
do
it.
a SoFi. Does it work for retirement and SS? Yeah, that's going. I think our full SoFi review is going to be for members only because the just for like discretion purposes, and we did promise the members that we were going to do a full background on our investments, and so that's going. So look out for that for members only.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
happy your little ones are out of Babylon. Yes, us too. Look, we thank the Most High every day. Like they're not in a lust-filled culture. They're not in a culture where they're going to be like taken advantage of. They're not in a culture where they have this outrageous cost of living. They're not in a culture where their mental sanity is at stake every 10 seconds of the day. They're not in a culture where they're eating all these hormone-induced foods and then potentially getting cancer in their 30s and 40s. They're not in a culture where they're lacking vitamin D, so they got that vitamin D3 up on 1,000 every day because they got the sun right here. And so, yeah, absolutely, we love it.
Ooh, you out of
We're
breath,
so
huh?
thankful. Hmm?
He's out of breath. Yeah, take a big breath.
Yeah, I was out of breath. Yep.
But yeah, it's just a blessing to be here in the motherland, just enjoying life every day. Cause I know me and my wife, we always talk about. Dang, remember when you was 12?
Ooh,
We got a
child.
12-year-old.
Yeah,
Man, I remember when I was 12. Man, it's like, dang, woo. Times has changed. Our 12-year-old,
deliverance.
he just, he likes to read, write, and
And
watch
he's
TV
bilingual.
and stuff. It's just like, dang. I mean, I used to like to do that stuff. I was doing something else though too.
Yeah,
I was out trying to fit in with people.
right. But that's the cult. That's Americans' destructive culture. There's no escaping it in America. The only solution is to get out because the culture itself is destruction. And you're like, what destruction? Well, let's just start with the lustful children that are in America because they're parents and because they're rap and because so even if you're a good parent and you're trying to shield these them from these things by them going to school and interacting, and it's like the scripture says, a little leavens the whole lump because you
Exactly.
don't know what those other children are dealing with at home.
Yeah. Even here, like I know, in these schools too. they look at America a certain way, like children and stuff. They got their
Yeah.
phones, they looking
Yeah.
at videos and stuff. So when they
Yeah.
see an American, it's about your foundation. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we have a solid foundation with our children. They know what it is. With the Most High, they know how to really be respectful and stuff, how to treat people and stuff. So when those children come, like, oh, you from America, you're a gangster, right?
Right.
No,
Right.
they
No.
our children not like that. So they like,
No.
no, actually, I'm not. You know,
Right.
and they probably lead them back to the Bible.
Right. Yeah.
So
Hallelujah. Yeah.
I know if
That's the whole. Yeah.
that's the
That's the
difference.
whole
I know
inheritance.
if we were 12 here and children was like that, we'd probably I probably have a whole gang.
You would have a gang here.
Yeah.
I don't think you would
If
have a
if
gang.
if if all these children coming up to me, it's like, man, you're from America, man, I love America. Y'all do this, y'all. Yep, I do all of it. That's how I be. I'm like, dang, if I was 12 here, man,
But if
just the
you were 12
mindset.
here, you gotta put yourself in our children's shoes.
Yeah, well,
They have not. Jeremiah
they
was in
haven't
America
experienced
for
that.
5 years of his
Yeah,
life, or
they haven't
7 years.
experienced that.
Jazz was in America for 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
Josiah was in America for
2 years.
yeah. So they don't have no.
Exactly.
The younger ones have no memory of that. Even
Exactly.
the older ones, although they remember certain things in America, our children were homeschooled, so they wasn't even around all that chaos
Yeah.
because that stuff is just debauchery. It's complete filth. The culture is complete filth, and anyone that says it's not just can't debate that. It's a fact. If you just look at American culture, look at what the children are doing, killing each other, lust, all this stuff. So that's not debatable. So yeah,
There's a quick
if
question.
you want to debate that, debate it with yourself because it's not debatable. How's the electric companies there? Y'all don't prefer solar to hookups. This house has solar actually. There's lots of solar in Africa, but in America, I remember we would do field trips around the neighborhood. I grew up in an Ashkenazi Jewish community, and we would do field trips to houses that had solar. And so back then, it was seen as like, oh my gosh, solar is super expensive. When you come to Africa, they got solar panels in the village,
They have solar panels everywhere. Even the house that
everywhere,
we looking at, right? Is that solar?
and they're
Yeah,
affordable too.
because they understand it's the sun here. They have solar panels. They have solar heaters also. So that's just saving energy.
Houses in Tanzania, they would have boreholes a lot of times, depending on if you get the right house, which we had. Look, that's why we're saying y'all get some understanding, even when you're house hunting.
Hmm.
Solar power, boreholes, things like that. Have your non-negotiables. Have non-negotiables in Africa. Set your budget. I'm not spending over this. That's it. If you want to have a borehole, I'm not getting a house unless it has a borehole.
Yeah.
If you want to move somewhere with your family and you're a big family, I'm not going to any countries that have crazy visa fees. I'm only going to ones that have American visa free, right? Decide what your non-negotiables are, and that's what we help our clients with. We helped a client last week, Caitlin, who actually has Dream Life Africa and actually went to do a consultation to figure out her own individualized strategy for coming to Africa with her 5 children and her husband. That's like we help people, even people that are in this chat right now. We help them as well, and I've worked with people years ago, and they're living their best lives in Africa because you can't skip out on the logistics of living in Africa. Africa takes logistics because you're coming to a place that is probably 20 to 30 years behind the technology in America. And so the way that you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna just get online and find my favorite whatever, and it's not online, friend.
Yeah. You like when you come to Africa, you before you come to Africa, you have to invest. The most important investment is self. You have to invest in yourself, and that's what we really help people with. Like when people ask, "Oh, what's a good thing to invest in? What's your skills and talents?"
Yeah.
That's the best thing to invest in.
What was your skill and talent? You were a draw. You loved drawing in school. You came to Tanzania. I wrote a book. You did the illustrations. You also liked video editing. That was simple. That you just liked video editing. You just picked it up,
Hmm.
so you were doing it. Me, I've always been a writer. So if you don't know what your skill is, probably sit for the next
Ooh.
30 days and journal every day and go back to your childhood and remember the things that you were just passionate about. Offer it. The things that you just like, it doesn't take much thought. Even if it seems silly, even if you're like, oh, I haven't drawn in, 20 years, but if you loved to do it back then, journal about it, remember those times, and start getting back into it. Because we're in a wonderful age if you're a creative. If you're a creative right now, this is the best time to be a creative entrepreneur, right? And that way you can help people in other industries. Because even in agriculture, they need people who are creative to help
Exactly.
them bring the product to market.
Even your like you gotta think about your neighbors too. Just say like what's a lot of like just say like peppers or something, or green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, um, even chili peppers. Um, those are a lot of seeds, right? So even if you plant each seed, you can break it apart. As soon as it comes a seedling, you can try to sell it to people. That's just thinking little to a big investment. Like it's a very simple investment to invest in yourself, to break down a female pepper and then do the seeds real quick. Try to see your clientele around you, right? And then see who's very interested. And then
Right.
maybe the next year you got a whole farm
Yeah.
that supplying the whole neighborhood.
Right. Because you can have a storefront very affordable in Tanzania,
Yeah. But this
Kenya,
phone about to die.
Zambia, even South Africa.
Yeah.
So align your goals, be humble, make sure you get the right finance logistics. If you need help, tap the links in the description because look, we don't waste money all like that. Or at least like these stories we be hearing folks wasting hundreds, thousands. Child, put that stuff in the stocks. Put that stuff in your kids' retirement fund. Put that stuff in your kids' boot. Whatever you got savings that you're trying to have, use wisdom
Mm-hmm.
and don't just be so wasteful with money. Look at money like, I have to be actually responsible and wise about how I'm moving.
Mambo Safi Kabisa.
Poa poa.
Did I say that correctly? I sound just like a Tanzanian. I think yeah. But yeah, guys, our phone's about to die. We're about to get off here. Is
Yep.
there any last words of encouragement or
No, that's
anything you
it
got
for
to say?
me. That's it. And feel free to binge our videos if you're new here. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. We've been publishing videos since 2019. And so if you're someone that's like, how have they been able to do this for this long with 5 children? Go ahead and watch all the videos. Now, if you don't have time to watch all the videos, that's fine. Go ahead and check out the links in the description to talk to us directly.
Yes.
Because it's like 436 videos or something like that, maybe
Yeah.
500.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
It's a lot of
So yeah,
resources.
guys, I'll say hallelujah, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys, seek peace always. Make sure you invest in yourself. If you need um, help, just contact us, email us, visit the link in the description. This is what we've been doing for 4 years. We appreciate everybody for subscribing to our channel, tuning in for us, liking the video. You know me, I'm gonna say like it. So, um, yeah, we like you guys too. We love you guys, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Share it with a friend that needs to
Yes,
go back to Africa.
seek peace always. Don't be confused.